In fact, there was a swamp just like the one you just saw built inside of Soundstage 24 in case there was bad weather outside. And if you look to the silver, black, and blue cars up here on your left, those are used in the Universal picture Cop and a Half, which starred Burt Reynolds and Norman D. Golden II. Burt Reynolds actually drove the blue Camaro there on the end. Now I mentioned one actor turned producer from Happy Days backlot, where about 15% of production takes place. The other 5% is on location and 80% is on the front lot. The first thing you're seeing here on your left-hand side is what we call our boneyard area. This is where we store all of our large props. And if you'll notice the large sculpture dinosaurs here, those were cutouts used in the animated Steven Spielberg film Land Before Time. Now Steven Spielberg brought us another dinosaur film just this past week. It's called Jurassic Park. In fact, the first weekend that the movie premiered, it made about $50 million, so it's sure to be one of the summer blockbusters. The show stars Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Richard Attenborough. And it was directed by Steven Spielberg. If you look here on the corner, you'll see one of the Jurassic Park huts actually used in the movie Jurassic Park. This Jeep was used by Dr. Nadry in the movie. Also on the other side, you'll see a Land Rover that was used in the movie. Now, Jurassic Park is based on a best-selling novel by the same name by Michael Crichton, and it's no surprise that Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg got together in Beverly Hills, Hollywood area here. Many of the buildings you're about to see are called facades. On the right-hand side, you have Macombo's and Ciro's, two of the hottest nightclubs of the 40s and the 50s. Today, Macombo's is actually the parking lot for the Playboy building in California, and Ciro's is the Comedy Store. On your left-hand side is the Brown Derby Hat Shop, modeled after the Brown Derby restaurant in California. It was created by a man named Herbert K. Sonborn, who once said if you know anything about food, you could sell it out of the hat. On your right-hand side, you'll notice the Max Factor building made out of expensive marble. It's actually not real marble. This building is made out of plastic and styrofoam covered with a substance called Dry-Vit and then painted by the art department. Now, Max Factor is the official manufacturer of makeup here at Universal Studios, and they're known for their glamorous as well as their not-so-glamorous makeup. They manufactured the makeup for the 1931 horror film Frankenstein, which starred Boris Karloff. Jack Pierce actually designed the makeup. Max Factor manufactured it. If you'd like to know a little bit more about horror makeup, on your right-hand side is the Gory, Gruesome, and Grotesque Horror Makeup Show, housed in our Pantages Theater. Now, Pantages Theater is still standing today, but back in the 40s and the 50s, it was used to hold 10 years of the Academy Awards. As you round the corner, if you look to your left, you'll see Mouse Drive-In. This is called a practical set, and right now the Hollywood High told are singing, so let's listen in. The cars you see there are called period cars. They date the movie that was made here. Mouse Drive-In was used in the 1970s film American Graffiti, and these are 1950s cars. That's the time in which the movie took place. George Lucas brought us many great name stars from American Graffiti. We've already mentioned Ron Howard. Also, Richard Dreyfuss, who starred later in Steven Spielberg's Jaws, and Harrison Ford, who starred not only as Han Solo in George Lucas's Star Wars trilogy, but as Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now on your right-hand side, you'll see our lagoon, which is home to the Dynamite Night Sun Spectacular, which you can see later on this evening. Our lagoon here holds about 13,850,000 gallons of water, and it's built in the same manner that the swamp was that you saw earlier. Now, if you look to your left, you'll see our metropolitan area pets. Adrian's Pet Shop on the left-hand side of Delancey Street was used for the movie Rocky with Talia Shire and Sylvester Stallone. Now, you'll notice the street getting a little bit bumpier. If you look down, you'll notice the San Francisco cobblestone. That's not real cobblestone. This is actually cement. It was pressed out with a cookie cutter-like device by our art department, and then each stone is painted by hand. Now, you notice how old they look, and also these buildings on your left-hand side. They actually went through a process called distressing to make the buildings look older because Universal Studios Florida is only 3 years old. The art department painted the rust on the railings and even put dirt on the inside of the windows. As you round the corner, look to your right-hand side and you'll notice Louis' Restaurant in our New York City set here. Louis' is a restaurant that was modeled after the restaurant used in the 1972 film The Godfather, which was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Michael Corleone, played by Al Pacino, went into Louis' restaurant and shot Police Chief McCluskey while he was eating his veal dinner. On your left-hand side, you'll notice the Hudson Street Home for Girls. This is just like it was seen in the movie Annie, which starred Carol Burnett. Also coming up on your left-hand side is Delancey Street. Much of this street was used for the 1990 Touchstone film Oscar, which also stars Sylvester Stallone. Now, if you look to your right, you'll see the Paradise Theater, much how it was seen in the 1933 first viewing of King Kong. Marion Cooper was one of the directors for King Kong, but she actually had a dream about a large gorilla on top of the Empire State Building and had to make her movie backwards from her dream. Also on the right is R.H. Macy and Company, like it was seen in The Miracle on 34th Street, starring a very young Natalie Wood. and Einstein and Company that was seen in Breakfast at Tiffany's starring Audrey Hepburn. As you'll continue looking to the right-hand side, you'll see the New York Public Library and the New York City skyline. King Kong couldn't climb that Empire State Building even if he wanted to, because what you see there is a scenic cutout. It's a two-dimensional painting made to look three-dimensional by using a process called force for the left. You'll see the famous houseboat, the Moana, that was used in a thriller remake of Cape Fear. Cape Fear was directed by Martin Scorsese and starred Academy Award winner Robert De Niro, as well as Nick Nolte and Jessica Lange.
Get up. Get up on the thing that you were getting up on. Make it quick.
The chef and crew seems to be okay, but they're pretty scraped up.
All right, now that we passed King Kong, we should be returning to the station very shortly.
Dr. Lee, Delta Base, you've got it. Rockford Labs will be heading towards Roosevelt Island tram station. I repeat, Roosevelt Island.
That can't be. We just passed Kong. That's right where we're headed. Oh, no! Look, everyone, it's Kong again. He cut us off. No matter what happens, keep your hands and arms inside.
Delta Base, Kong is going to intercept the tram. Request instruction. Base, Kong has intercepted the tram. Request instruction. Base, request permission to fire.
Here, you'll drop us.
Delta Base, this is Ambient. Calling the tram here. Now arriving at Roosevelt Station. Departure from Montgomery Street, Civic Center, Balboa Park, and Fisherman's Wharf.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just experienced a minor earth tremor. For your own safety, please remain seated and please.
Venus make her fair. I love the girl with sunlight in her hair. And take the brightest stars in the sky and play through her eyes. I found her fella's tire. Oh, goddess of love that you are. true. And I'll give her all the love I have to give, as long as we both live. Oh, Lena, God is so love that you are. Surely the things that I ask can't be too I promise that I always will be true, and I'll give her all the love I have to give, as long as we both live. Here be us, oh, be us, make my wish come true.
Yep. Keep your hood up.
Mini show?
Think so? Where do you want to go?
You ready, Sophie? You're right.
The hotel. Where you're going to live next week.